Hello, welcome to History and Art Secrets for a New Journey in Search of Knowledge. Massimo Girotti, Moliano, May 18, 1918 Rome, January 5, 2003, was an Italian actor. The youngest of three children, born to the pharmacist Giuseppe Girotti, he spent his early years in the Marche. In 1921 his father moved to Rome with his family, taking a house in the Trieste district. However, the family continued to spend their holidays in the Marche. He enrolled at the Liceo Tasso, and later moved to Giulio Cesare. Here he had Massimo Serrato as a schoolmate, also destined for a career as an actor. A student at the Faculty of Engineering, gifted with an athletic physique, he was a champion swimmer and rower, practicing skiing, horse riding and water polo, almost reaching Serie A with Lazio Nuoto in 1935. His swimming coach, who worked as a set designer at Cinecittà, advised him to audition for Mario Soldati, who was looking for a face for his film Dora Nelson. Soldati, struck by his physical prowess and his simple and casual air, gave him the part. Dora Nelson hit the screens in 1939, but what made him popular were the photo reports that appeared in the magazines of the time, which compared him to Gary Cooper. In order not to interfere with his studies, he subsequently played only two small parts in a romantic adventure in Tosca. The production of Tosca had been planned by Jean Renoir, but with Italy's entry into the war against France, Renoir had to abandon it in favor of his assistant Luchino Visconti. Supported by Visconti, he studied for an adequate professional preparation and took lessons in diction and acting. The first big opportunity came with La Corona di Ferro, 1941, which made him a celebrity. He then shot Un pilota ritorna, directed by Roberto Rossellini, which gave him further popularity. But the film that marked the real turning point in his career was Accession, 1943, by Luchino Visconti, which swept away the image of the boy with good feelings, to move on to the role of a vagabond and murderer for the passion of a woman. Filmed between Ferrara and Ancona, Accession marked a turning point and was the beginning of a bond with Ferrara, where he also shot Cronaca di un amore, 1950, and L'Agnes var morire, 1976. At the end of the filming of Accession, December 1942, he managed to avoid being called up for military service and married Marcella Armadillo, with whom he had two children. From Accession onwards he became the dark and tormented anti-hero, thanks to the canons of neorealism that required faces marked by war and suffering and the physiognomies of a man in the street. Girotti remained in the hearts of the public, especially female, even when he played characters without personality, sometimes vile. Cronaca di un amore. Among the films shot during his period of maximum success we remember Caccia Tragica, by Giuseppe De Santis, Gioventù Perduta, and In Nome della Lega, by Pietro Germi. The need to tear spectators away from the competition of American cinema forced producers to free the cinematographic product from artistic or ideological canons and to chase the masses. Even Massimo Girotti, in the first half of the 50s, could not avoid the requests of producers who, hunting for blockbuster names, made tempting proposals not only to him but also to others. Between the birth of his children and his participation in theatrical works, his career suffered a sort of stalemate. The film that revived his popularity was Spartacus, which once again exploited the actor's photogenic nature, courage and athletic ability. His television activity was also intense. In 1971 he was among the protagonists of a very successful Rai thriller, Il segno del comandante, by Daniele Danza. He died suddenly in Rome on January 5, 2003 at the age of 84 from a heart attack. If you liked this video, click like, share it on your social networks and subscribe to our channel. Thank you. Hello, welcome to